Here is how you can complete the Transit Easter egg on Black Ops 2 Zombies. There are two sides to this Easter egg, one of them being Maxis and the other being the Richtofen side. Maxis will require at least 2 players to complete, and although Richtofen can be completed solo, I'm going to recommend that you at least have a second teammate, if not 4. Starting off with the Richtofen side of the Easter egg. Before starting this Easter egg, I would suggest that you play as Stuhlinger. This is because he is the only character that can hear Richtofen, and it makes it very useful for knowing when you've actually completed a step. However, the first step of this Easter egg is to turn on the power and then leave the power on. From here, we need to build the jet gun. The first part of the jet gun can be found in the tunnel leading to the diner from spawn. The first spawn can be found between these 2 cars, the second spawn is just to the left of the M16 barrier, and the final spawn is tucked in the corner on the other side. Once you've collected this part and any future part, you will need to take it to town and place it down by crafting in the bar, as unfortunately you can only carry 1 part at a time on Transit. The next jet gun part can be found in Natda and Toten. To find Natda and Toten, head through the cornfields across from a tower and then follow it through until you find a small opening. Follow the opening through to Nak. Once inside Nak, the part can be found on this filing cabinet. If it's not there, it can be found on the stairs. And the final spawn is on this shelf. The next part can be found in the power station. The first spawn is on the generator, the next spawn is on the edge of the hole here, and the final spawn is behind you on the oil container. The last part of the jet gun can be found in the cabin between the power station and town. The first spawn inside of the cabin is next to the fireplace, and the next is behind you on the table, and just next to that is the last spawn on the bed. Now that you've crafted the jet gun, take it to the tower that we saw earlier, stand directly under the tower, face upwards, and then shoot the jet gun until it breaks and explodes. You'll know if you did this correctly when you hear Richtofen demand some 115. To get the 115, you will need to kill 25 zombies under the pylon using an explosive weapon. The best weapons for this are of course the Mustang and Sally's and the ray gun. Once you complete this step, you will hear Richtofen again.
But now too much power is flowing into the opening.
Now for the final step, you'll need as many players as possible to have the EMP grenades. If all 4 players get EMPs, this next step will be really easy, but if only 2 or 3 players can get them, that's going to be ideal. This final step is to simply EMP 4 lampposts around the map in a small window of time. If all 4 players have the EMPs, simply count down and then throw them together at an individual lamppost. But if someone or multiple players are missing the EMPs, you can do a simple trick where you can set up a denizen teleporter at your lamppost, and then when everyone is ready, throw an EMP at the ground, jump into the teleporter, and then throw another. If you're lucky, you'll teleport to a lamp that no one is at or has been at, and then disable that one, also totaling 4 lampposts. If you did this correctly, you'll see a blue light come out the lamppost and then head towards the tower, completing Richtofen's side of the Easter egg. Complete the Maxis side of the Transit Easter egg, you must first build the turbine in spawn, and then make sure that everyone grabs one. Next, head to the power station, build and turn on the power, and then Maxis should prompt you to turn it off, so go ahead and do so. You will now need to hit the mystery box until 1 player gets the EMP grenade. Once you've got the EMP grenades, head to the tower in the middle of the cornfields, and we now need the Avogadro. The best way to spawn the Avogadro here is to end the round when the lightning is happening right above the tower. However, you can just find him in a different POI and then lead him over to the tower, although that is a little harder. Once the Avogadro is at the tower, 2 players need to place their turbines down in a corner of the tower. You then need to lead the Avogadro right under the tower, and while he's under the tower, throw an EMP at it to kill it while the turbines are active. Be careful with this throw, as you do not want to disable your turbines with the same EMP throw, as that will break the step. You'll know though if you did this correctly when Maxis demands more power. For the final step, you will need to pick up your 2 turbines or get 2 new ones and then head to 2 lamps around the map. 1 for each player. Simply count down with your teammate and then place the turbine under the lamp to turn it on. You'll know if you did this correctly when the orange light turns on under the lamp and the tower lights also turn on orange. If you're in a 4-player game, make sure that 2 players place a turbine down under the tower while the other 2 do the lamp stuff. That is how you complete the Maxis side of the Easter egg. If you like no time wasting guides like this, subscribe for more and I'll see you guys in the next one.